So hi guys, welcome back to the e-learning. I'm your instructor Kusum, and today we are going to learn about some basic of HTML, in which cover the basic theories of HTML and also the boilerplate code of writing the code of HTML, and also the one of the tags that we call heading tag in this particular video. So so guys, first of all, in the previous video, I have tell you that created a folder HTML playlist. So I am doing right click on that particular folder. A dialog box appears. I'm clicking on show more options. There's an option called open with code. It basically open that folder with the VS code. This one. This is my file 01.html. The one thing that I forget to tell you in the previous video is that every file of HTML is saved with the extension .html. Every file. If you don't save with this extension .html, then your your compiler don't recognize that this is an HTML file. Okay, so it is must that you have to save every file with .html extension. Okay, so this is the theory start like that. HTML is basically a hypertext markup language. Now what do you mean by hypertext markup language? Hypertext markup language means that we are using the markup tags in that particular language to mark up the various segments. For suppose I want to uh, darken the font of my text, so I'm using a separate tag for this. Okay, so all these things, this whole language is comprised of the tag. Okay, so basically, use what's the use of that particular language? Why are we using HTML? So in the web development, the basic steps of basic scenario of developing a web page is to develop the structure of the web page. Okay, the structure of the web page, or you can say the skeleton of the web page. Okay, so HTML is basically that language which is basically develop the skeleton or develop the structure of a particular web page. Okay, it here written as HTML describe the structure of a web page. So what's the HTML boilerplate code? Boilerplate code means the necessary code that you have to write during writing in any HTML program. This is an HTML boilerplate code. I am describing to the function of everything in it one by one. Basically, I'm selecting it and then I am pressing control and backslash simultaneously. Okay, so this will get active now. Okay, and same thing for I am doing it to make a comment. I'm selecting it and making control and backslash. Okay, comment means that particular section which is under the comment is not recognized by the compiler. Compiler didn't read that particular scenario and didn't execute. This is for us. This is for us. I'm writing that particular compiler neither nor read that particular line. I am making that particular comment for you guys to understand what's the HTML is. Okay. Compiler never read that. Okay. And same way we can make a comment uncomment. You can simply select and press control and slash. Okay, so this is HTML boilerplate code. What is doc type HTML? Means documents type is HTML. This is your HTML document. This is HTML tag which we have to include for every HTML document, the starting of every. This is telling that it is HTML tag. This is head tag. Head tag always come after the HTML tag, and this is title tag. The title of your page is written inside these particular tag. Title tag open and this is closed. Make sure that while closing every tag you have write sorry forward slash before every tag closing. Okay, so suppose the title of my page is global warming, so I'm writing here global warming. This helps the user to know what's the title of that particular page. Okay, after closing the title tag, I have to close the head tag, and then our body tag start. In the body tag, actually the main body of the content appear. Body of the content means what's the actual things inside my page appear. Okay, so I show you how to execute it. Firstly, I'm doing a back tick, and then there's an option open with live server. I'm clicking that. This is basically why I am set you to install the application called live server. So you can see the things appear on my web page is like that. My first heading, my first paragraph. As you can see, I am writing it for it here. I can show you by splitting the screen here. Okay, so what's the thing I have written? I have written the doc type html. This is for structure. This is does not display anything. That display is the body content of the body. I'm writing head h1. Okay, so this particular section, my first heading is display, my first paragraph display because it is in the body tag. Okay, what's the use of title global warming? You can see in the title of this particular web page is global warming. You can see global warming is the title of that particular web page. So in that particular scenario, this thing is gonna work. Okay, so this is actually the basic up how you can write that particular html boilerplate code. Can you remember this, or you can have a shortcut? So there are two ways, or you can remember, or you can have a shortcut. Basically, things that every programmer do is to remember it. Okay, and it's necessary. It's not too much of code to remember. It's very casual things to remember, but you can save your time of writing that code again and again. So you can simply write HTML and two colons here and press enter. You can see the boilerplate code is instantly appear, but it is somewhat different than earlier one. The basic difference is nothing but a small difference is like it giving more description about the things, that it giving html, and the language I am following is english. So this is it. And had their meta characteristics is not your point of view, it's not that much important from that your point of view. Okay, you have to focus on the necessary things. If I am my title is in the previous step, what's my title is global warming, but now my title is document. Okay, now my title is what, document. So document should be updated in that particular. So if I am going to refresh, I'm refreshing it. If I'm refreshing it, where's the VS Code? If I'm going to open it with live server again, you can see its title is now document. As you can see, there is nothing inside my body tag opening and body tag closing. So there's nothing inside my body tag, so nothing is displayed. Okay, so if I'm writing something, anything I'm writing inside the body is displayed on the screen. Okay, so this is basically a boilerplate code that you must remember, and you have always include that boilerplate code in your html code. Now the next thing arises is the heading tag. What's the heading tag? Heading tag is basically the tag which is used to make a broad heading. Suppose I want to write a paragraph on global warming, so I'm writing something like that particular. I'm opening a heading tag. There are 6 levels of heading in the HTML. I'm writing H1 because I want this to be my heading, the front heading that appear at the top. Okay, so it must be in large size. So H1 is of largest size, and as you go on, the size of headings are decreasing, and F6 is the least size heading. Okay, so I am writing that particular. If I am save it, control S for save, you can see it will display on my browser. Okay, this is basically the feature of live server. You can do the code and simultaneously you can see the result. Okay, so this is basically h1 is doing. If I'm writing that particular in h2, I'm writing this particular global warming in h2. Okay, I save it, and you can see The size decreases. The size, the font is decreasing on. Okay. If same thing I am to copy paste, copy, and I am pasting it further on, further on, and further on, and I am updating the size from here to just take a few seconds. But it give you a clear picture of what is happening inside. So I have mentioned all level of heading here and I'm going to save it. You can see. You can see in the browser that size of the text global warming is decreases one by one because it's representing the level of font. Okay. H1 is of higher font. So in case you want to write the heading, you can use H1 tag because it is of higher font. If you, in case you are writing a normal text in a paragraph, you can write a heading lower than H1. Okay, you can prefer the level on your convenience, on your need. Okay, so this is basically the functionality of the H1 tag. H1 tag also have attributes. Now, what's the attributes? Are? Attributes. Attributes. Now, what's the attributes? Are? Attributes basically the things that define its characteristics. Define characteristics. Okay. Attributes is nothing but actually the things that define the characteristics of particular segment. Okay. For example, if I want my heading to appear in the center of the page, not at the left, I want this heading to be appear center. So I am writing a attribute called align center. I want that align that particular text in the center of the page. You can see and save it. You can see it appears center. It not appear the right. It appear at the center of the page. You can see. Okay. There are many uh, properties or attributes that you can apply, or you can apply like color blue. I'm not sure that it's particular scenario. No, it's not work. It work text equals to blue. No, it's not working here. I don't know. It's not working here, but you can do that particular. Okay, or you can do a simple thing called you can bold this, you can underline this. We discuss all these attributes further on, but I hope you understand the meaning of heading tag. Okay, heading tag are used for selecting the font and selecting the size you pick for your particular text. If your text is a heading, then you can select H1. If your text is a normal text, you can select a size lower than H1. Okay, so this is basically the real scenario behind this. Okay, I hope you guys like the video. You understand what's the basic things, basic HTML is, what's the boilerplate code is, how we can write the boilerplate code, and what's the heading tag is. Okay, so in the next video we're going to discuss about the paragraph tag and attributes of the H1 tag. Okay, if you like that video, so please hit the like button, and if you like my efforts toward you, please subscribe.